Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Howdy, howdy, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sharkinbear, and welcome to the channel where today we're going to be checking out a game that's getting ready to come out of early access over on Steam, Sands of Aura. This game has been in early access since I believe the last half of 2021 and will officially be in its 1.0 status as of October 27th of 2023. That being said, the developers actually released a pre-patch just a couple of weeks ago, and I've gotten to play around with it quite a bit to get a better understanding of it. They've already unlocked achievements, and there apparently won't be any more like resets as far as the campaign goes. And the only thing that's missing from the game whenever it goes into 1.0 will actually be like the final bits of the game, like the end half of the game. That being said, we're going to jump right into it so we can give a first impressions for you guys to see if this is something that maybe you want to dive into whenever it comes out of 1.0, if you've been waiting for that specific moment. I'll also leave a description down in the video, so that way you can click on the link and go right over to the page if you want to wishlist it for later, or if you're thinking about buying it. So that being said, let's go ahead and jump into it. I hope everyone is having a great day. And if you like the video and you want to see more of Sands of Aura, feel free to like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out. And that is my save that I had played a couple of days ago. We're going to go ahead and make a new save just so we can walk through everything. So you've got your different face types. Character creation is a thing in the game, so we're just going to go ahead and make a random person. Just like fiddle through all the options. You got a girl, guy, body type, or whatever you want to call it. Different skin tones. You have your hairstyles. I don't think there's actually a way to turn the character. Unfortunately, you can't see like the turn style of the different characters, like hair, so you can see back and front. I've always been like a fan of this specific hairstyle on this character. And then you have your different beard options. Ooh. Kind of like the exaggerated one, but we'll go with like a hair color right here. Well, let's see. What color? Let's just go like a standard black color, I guess. And then starter weapon. This is probably the most important choice of the game because this, all shows what you get. You can make the other weapons, so if you don't like a specific style of gameplay, you can actually swap to a different style or make another one. It's actually fairly easy to do. And I'll explain that later whenever we get to the crafting. But right here off the offset, we have our straight sword. I'm assuming this, like, the way he's thrusting, maybe he's using the straight sword as more of a rapier. I don't actually know why it's the same weapon. And it doesn't say the name of them. I wish it kind of did that. Then we have a halberd. More spear-related gameplay right here. Dual swords. And then we have the glaive. Now, I'm going to be honest. I'm a huge friend of, like, the spear. But I haven't actually played with dual wielding or the glaive. I think we're going to go ahead and try out dual wielding and see how that feels. We'll hit accept, and we'll get our intro to the game. It's very quiet. Is that supposed to be? Oh, there we go. Apparently.
Sands have buried its kingdoms. Corruption unburies its subjects. From such bountiful seeds, this world has reaped only entropy, chaos, and night.
Alright, and that is our intro into the game. It's a kind of a little short and sweet thing. And that's going to pan, show the little area where you're in, and then we'll take control of the character. While we're waiting for it to get to our character, if I had to describe Sands of Aura, and you'll see what I mean whenever we get a little bit there. It's got a lot of the Souls-like formula in there. They have rest points, you have your Estus flask type thing. It's actually bells in this game. And whenever you rest at campfire, which is actually just a bigger bell, then the enemies respawn. But I would also say this is actually like on the easier end so far from what I've played so far. And actually reminds me a lot of like an action-oriented RPG, and I would actually say in a later stage that we'll hopefully see in this video, a little bit of Windwaker. It has like a Zelda feel to it, almost. Not quite like Zelda, but like, you'll see what I mean. So we have camera controls. That's pretty basic. You can jump in this game, and I got hooked up on a stalagmite, I can't remember what it is. You got your camera you can adjust. This is about as much as you can adjust it. We have open inventory. You can swap out gear on your characters as you see fit whenever you find them. See stats and all that. Jumping, just to show you, you know, we already talked about that. We have a chest over here. We'll go ahead and open. And as we go through the combat and stuff, and, you know, things, I'll explain things as we go. Spellblade runes, your gear can be socketed with items, and or runes, essentially. This is ore. You can get a pickaxe later in order to get that ore if you so choose. And it looks like we're in a dead end right there. We can see a chest, so there's probably going to be a workaround. There are a lot of shortcuts in this game, dropping ladders, all that, a la Dark Souls. If you know the Soul series or any of those games that have shortcuts that loop around and all that jazz, you'll be pretty familiar with it. The one thing I will say that this game differentiates from the Soul series is that there isn't actually a stamina bar of any sort, so you can just swing away and dodge as many times as you need. That's the inventory tutorial. So, like, if I go like this, he's just going to attack, he's going to do his thing, and we are never going to tire from it. Our guy is tirelessly swinging away. We have a roll button, and we also have a sprint button, so we'll just sprint like this, get all the way here. One of the things they added in this pre-patch, from my understanding, is also voice acting.
You may not be the most striking in Spire, but you're always reliable with the time.
So Lawrence the Knight's Remnant hails you with a smile. Lawrence, your infiltrating mentor, your dearest friend, and soon a brother in arms.
Good to see you, Knight-to-be. What say we save a town?
What say we do?
Town. All Spire will immortalize you in legend and song. The almost remnant knight who replenished the waters of Spire when we so needed it most. And the dashing mentor, Lawrence, was most certainly integral too. Check your journal for our needs, but know I'll be here to talk if you'd like.
Alright, so we're going to go ahead and say, I'll check my journal. We're not actually going to do that because, you know, journal stuff. We're going to go ahead and pray to our shrine. We have no offering to give.
Quite the door, isn't it? The Forsaken gods may have abandoned us when we needed them most, but at least they left some awe-inspiring architecture for us to remember them by.
What must we do?
Well, minus a few arcane hoops in need of jumping, it's quite simple, really. Behind this egomaniacal maw is more water than you've ever likely seen in your life. Myself and the former knight stationed here on Spire, we've been building a secret reserve. A whole reservoir hidden for when we may need it. But this forgotten place was never meant to be a cistern. Grand temples like this one were made so the kingdoms of man would bow before stone effigies and present offerings, buried underground away from the light of Lysis. And so, Knight-to-be, we must find an offering somewhere in this temple and place it in that bowl there.
Alright, we'll see what we can find. So now we're on our own, and this is where we're going to start getting into our combat stuff. It's going to start giving us instructions on how to fight. Right bumper to fight, or to attack. You see you got your damage numbers pop up. We also have right trigger to perform a special attack. If you can see right there in the bottom right, you see two bars. There's a white bar on the left. That's my health bar. It's quite small. And then on the right side, we have a purple bar, and it's segmented into 4 different sections. Now, at any point in time, whenever you have one of those segments filled up to 4, you can actually launch a special attack with your right trigger. The more sections you have filled up, the stronger that special attack is. So we can actually fill that up by fighting enemies, as we will do here. I can't say that I won't take a hit, but so far we're doing good. We also have X to use our bell. As you can tell with our Estus Flask type thing, we can go ahead and do that. And we'll just slice and dice our way here. And we have ourselves some armor. We can go ahead and equip these gloves. We also have a special attack rune. So you just come in here and there, just like that, we got gloves. In these, we can go ahead and sock it if we want, so it depends on what type of character you are. There is magic in this game. We haven't quite got there yet. That's just in the little next section. So we'll hold on to that. We have some mineable ore, but we don't have our pickaxe, so we'll just move away from there. And we'll pick up these glintstone rings. Glintstone rings is essentially an item you can sell for currency. We got some echoing bells. I'm not entirely sure what those are. I haven't used those yet myself. But we'll chase this guy down. And the next enemy, players can take critical damage. Or enemies can take it. See, player enemies can take critical damage. Critical hits deal heavy damage. Critical hits occur when you attack an enemy from behind. Critical hits also be triggered by special effects. So if we sneak up on this enemy and hit him in the backside, he's going to take crit damage. And I did a horrible job about actually sneaking up on him. I kind of ran all crazy like. But we, many opportunities to get that. Scripture of Lysis. So you actually have charms. If you ever played Hollow Knight and you understand how charms work, you have spots. Let's see. Do we actually have a place where we can see our charms? Here's our charms. We have talisman slots. As we find these, we can equip them. Each one has a cost. And once we fulfilled that cost, like these are all 2, this one's 1, we would actually be able to equip this if we found it. Those scriptures of Lysis, we can actually turn them into a shrine, and the more we turn in, eventually we can unlock more slots for our talismans. So we'll go ahead and dice our way through these guys. Oh, taking a hit. Our first hit. Alright, we have another dude over here on our right. We'll go ahead and deal with him. And open this chest right here. We got a rune and some pants. So go ahead and equip those pants. Also, there is no pause feature, so things will come and attack you if you are in those menus. So you do have to be wary of that. And it looks like we are now available to, we're about to get our first spell. This is a spell book. We just learned Flame. So if I go into our menu, and I go over here, oh, actually I gotta check the book out. We learn Spell Book of Flame. It has 3 different functions if you check that out. So we'll go here, down here, and we're gonna equip fire on each of these. Now they all do a different thing, but you have to activate them. So in order to activate them, you can tell right here, oh no, that's actually telling us how to learn what we just did. At any point in time, we can hit L or left trigger to activate a spell blade. Based on whatever your next action is what the spell blade is going to do. So in this case, we'll come down here on these are different ones. Here's attack, this is block, and dodge. You can see the different things over here on the side. So if we activate our spell blade and attack, we hit enemies and deal burn damage. If we block after activating our spell blade, we'll actually block and deal fire damage to anything we blocked. And if you dodge, you'll leave a fire trail. There are other elements, and you can socket one to each thing if you want, and they're displayed right there above that little purple bar or circle that's in there at the bottom. As you attack, you'll actually fill up those circles right above the fire symbols, and that is basically your charges for using your spell attacks.
Ah, dear knight to be, your presence warms my soul, but not a cracking thing for my fingers. Frigid, wretched place, this temple, even with the Church of Lysis still in embers right above the very spot where we stand. Horrible thing, that. The fire.
Yes, it was terrible.
And that fire, it's left us with all this. An entire river of runoff. Ashen, sickened runoff. My, we threw all the water we had at that fire, didn't we? At least we're still alive. Stay safe as well.
So essentially what's happened so far, and the reason why we're under here, is that our master, or our teacher essentially, said that, or basically there was a fire up above that caused a church to burn down. And because that church burned down, a lot of our sources of resources in the town have become unusable. And so we need water, because this world that we're in is mostly desert, as you'll see whenever we get topside. However, there's going to be some problems with the cistern where the water's collected, and you'll see about that here in a minute. I didn't miss the chest, so I'm going to drop down here. I can't remember exactly what's in it. Maybe a piece of gear? Sacramite. Sacramite dust is our upgrade resource for our weapons. The higher the weapons go, the more sacramite dust they cost, obviously. If you're used to other games where you upgrade stuff, souls, you know, any of that stuff. We're going to run down here to the other end. I think there's a chest. Yeah, I can see one right over here. And we also now have ourselves a pommel. Oh, what am I doing? Oh, I'm ringing a bell. I'm healing myself. Part of me knew exactly what I wanted to do. So at any point in time, I believe you can do this at any time. I could be wrong. So if I hit X, I can actually learn this pommel. Whenever we go to forge something, I can actually swap the pommel out on my weapons, and it'll give me the bonus right there, the consume power. It doesn't cost anything. They're all passive effects. So we're going to go ahead and learn that pommel, so whenever we go to craft our weapon, we can check that out. To perform a heavy attack, you can also hold down the right button. So this is our heavy attack. And our enemy actually blocked most of those shots for us, so that was good. Oh no! We almost rolled off the side there. That wouldn't have been great at all. I'm gonna run down here. And I'm gonna save up that heavy attack, and you'll see why in a little bit. We can also press our L button to parry. That's a shield, but if you parry at the right time, you'll actually see like a yellow crystallized formation over the enemy, and they'll kind of get sluggish looking. That means you've basically stunned them and you get a whole bunch of free shots. I would say the blocking is kind of odd looking, honestly, and like the timing for it is weird. I feel like it's slightly delayed whenever you activate the shield. See, we can actually sneak up on one of these guys. Oh, we did not. Oh, see that? I blocked at the same time he was swiping. Let's see if we can do this one. Yeah, no luck there. I'm actually fairly good at it with the spear. This is my first time using these weapons, so I don't know if they have like different timings. I feel like the timing could be slightly different. And there might be one more worm over here. We're gonna get this one because we have echoing bells. All right. I'm just trying to clear out most of these enemies because just like in other games, in order to level up, you do definitely, oh my god, words are hard sometimes. You need the dust that falls off of them in order to collect certain recipes and ingredients to level up. Unstoppable enemies cannot be staggered. Unstoppable enemies cannot be staggered. Most enemies can be staggered by your attacks. After being staggered several times, they can become resistant to staggering for a short time. During this time, the enemy is considered unstoppable. I never actually ran into that, so to speak. I'm actually just better at the dodging. Alright, so both those enemies are down, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to come over here and open this gate. And I can't remember exactly why at the moment I don't have any charges of my fire spell. I'm trying to remember if I actually need a rest or if maybe special attacks fuel it. Maybe I missed that part. We got some more sacramite dust. Let's go ahead and rest. And then we'll tackle the objective, which is right over here. We kind of went around because I wanted to kill some of those enemies and get some XP and collect items. And just like that, we are back at full health. We still don't have any spellblade charges, so I'm missing something as far as why I don't have those charges. Can I sneak up on them? Oh, and also, just to point out, there is actually no lock-on for this game. Alright. So, FYI, if you like lock-on, just know that as far as I know, and I looked at the list of like things you can do in the game through the character settings, I have not seen a lock-on setting. It's just kind of like free hitting, but it's actually fairly accurate. I've never noticed that I whiffed because of not being able to lock onto something. And we're going to take out all these guys, and this is our thing that we were looking up, the offering that we need to put in that shrine back to our mentor. But there is one thing over here. There's a small enemy, well, small lead enemy over here that we can try fighting. Literally, it's really what I was saving my my charge attack for. So let's try that out. We'll just jump across this bridge, and you can see him hanging over there on the side. And like that, yeah. And there we go. So the charge attack, the special attack, is what gives us our charges. So it's kind of like a give and take sort of thing. We'll go ahead and learn that talisman. Now we have access to our first talisman, which says, rip souls from the bear's fallen foes and consumes them, used to great effect against the noble pharaoh. Alright, so I'm not entirely sure what that does. I even have it equipped in my game. That's the other thing. You can't equip them until we actually help out a priest. Which is no big deal. I just, it takes a minute to get to the point where you can actually help her out. So you will be without talismans or equipables like that for a little minute. So we'll head back, rest at the bell, and then we'll drop our offering and join our mentor. Alright, let's place our offering.
Well done, knight to be. Well done. The water, it's just through here. Come, this way.
Alright, so we'll go ahead and follow him through to the inner sanctum.
Behold, the reason Star Spire will never dry up. This cistern... No. No, no! Lysis, no!
Lawrence's chest heaves. He tries to slow it. He turns to you, eyes bearing a slight panic. He can't blink away. The knight speaks plainly.
Corrupt corpses. There, in the water. Fallen from the church fire. If we act quickly, most of the reserve can be saved. Work quickly.
Alright, so we're going to drain the cistern by turning the lever right there. Because the water is foul and corrupted. Oh no, boss monster, how will we never known? This is our first true boss encounter of the game.
Beast from the waters. To arms!
And for the moment, we actually have our mentor assisting us. And I love using this fire attack. And we put down a firewall, and he's like standing in the middle of it. This actually does pretty good damage. We'll go ahead and use one of our bells. And there we go. That is a parry there. That is what that looks like. I was a little late on that one. And now he is down. That's the first boss down.
Lawrence, what's happened? Ear splitting, that screeching. Are you bleeding? Up, up. We've got to get you out of here.
Lawrence has been wounded.
Whatever that creature was, it was the sickened water that made it. We must drain the reservoir. All of the water. Drain it all.
Alright, we'll take care of it, Lawrence. So we'll go ahead and pick up all these items that the boss dropped. We got a couple of scriptures and some runes that we can sock into our gear if we so choose. And let's drain all of the corrupted water. And now that that's done, we'll head back topside and make sure that Lawrence is okay. So, you know, I was thinking about it, and I want to make sure that I don't lead anyone astray here. I apologize in advance if maybe I misspoken a couple of things. So, I have already said what this game plays like. It plays a lot like a Souls-like, as you can tell. There are your bells for healing. There's the big bell for resting. But one of the things this game is not is not a game where you level up. There are no levels as far as progression goes. You're not going to level up strength or anything like that. As far as I know. None of those things are in the game, and I have about 8 hours of gameplay so far in this game. Instead, you'll actually get a lot of your stats from your weapons and your pommels. You upgrade the weapons, and you'll have armor. But as far as like traditional leveling goes, that is a fairly non-existent thing in this game. This is more of like the action adventure, but with the Souls-like formula thrown in there. So now that we are topside, we're back in our hometown, which is Spire. The cistern was underneath the town after all. If you look off to the right, it's hard to see, you know, we can't really tilt the angle. We're actually surrounded by like a desert sea. That is right, this is a desert sea. You can't trudge on that at all. You will succumb to the sand and sink underneath there. But we will have ways to traverse all that soon.
No one's getting by us.
You can go ahead and talk to all the townsfolk if you want, but we're going to go ahead and head into Lawrence's house and check up on Lawrence since he was injured in that last fight. I will say that, like, the art style, I really enjoy it.
To offer without the book of scripture, but sometimes the words themselves can be healing.
Lysis is loved in this home, but your fancy words won't do much here, priestess. You may go.
I'll take my leave, then.
So this is a priestess we'll have to help also, because she is the main way we're going to be able to equip our talismans whenever we get them. Open this chest, loot Lawrence's house. Let's check up on Lawrence.
Galena, be kinder to the new priestess. She's trying to be useful. Become a part of us. And stop fussing. There's nothing the matter with me.
Nothing the matter with you? Besides the crimson geyser in your side, you're burdened with the morally righteous code of a craking remnant knight. The code that led you into the claws of a great beastie inside of Tupi's door. Which, mind you, is where you must go now.
I'm afraid you're right. But it won't be me to make the journey. Will it, knight-to-be? Stay as silent as you'd like. But you'll not abscond from the gratitude you're due. What I saw down in Melgom's cavern, that was a knight at work. Now Spire needs you once more.
I'll serve however I can.
To the east, you'll find the grotto, home of the sage Tupi. Tupi's grotto sits on the only clean aquifer in all of Tarlamel. Speak with him. Strike a deal if you can. He's the only hope Spire has for water. You'll travel by Grainwake, and Felka, the June-faring knight, will travel with you. He's already waiting at the docks.
All right, I'll be on my way for
Sail
Spire.
well, and if you have questions, I'm here.
All right.
Lay back, you prideful prune. I have to apply petals to the wound. Utter fool you are, Laura.
All right, so now that we can leave, we can officially start our quest this is about where things are now in your hands to see, to tackle things as you would like. If you want to, there are several sub-quests that you can do here in the town, now this blockade is gone. And it's here that you can do a lot of things as far as like finding level up gear and whatnot. Galena opens the shop up right here if you so choose.
Night to be, if you're looking for wares.
And she sells things like talismans. Obviously, you can find a talisman suited to your playstyle. Like here's one for dual prowess. It'll be really good for us to have eventually. Like most of these are straight up 20% increase in damage based off of how you're playing. We also have a book of scripture here, a copper coil, some runes, and a couple of other things. The copper coil is actually fairly important. You don't necessarily have to buy that from her, but there is a character in this town who could use a copper coil. There's also the burned down church over here that you can go and investigate, and if you go in there, someone will actually ask you to clear out the undead. We can dip our head in there for just a moment.
Afraid we're under orders. Look, you can do what you want. I won't mention.
Yeah. Let us through. And I like the way the town is shaped. It is very much like a mountain. You can actually find a pair of stairs up there and even go high up to the top of the mountain essentially and overlook and check out our little town of Spire. Here we are in the church. If we so choose, we can tackle all these undead beasties that are in here. We're taking some damage from the fire. But this is more or less your second little side quest dungeon. We gotta watch out from the archer. We can actually do some running, catch up. And there should be another, oh, there's another one right here. Oh, there's another 2 right here. Another 3 right there. We really missed that, didn't we? And as far as armor goes, the game is actually pretty good with the armor. If you want a specific armor style, you can choose to do the Fashion Souls route because there is really no downside to any armor in this game. We just took a lot of damage there. We'll run away and use a bell. Every armor starts off at a base difficulty, and you are able to level it up. So whatever armor you want is the one you can use. It carries you from beginning to end. You know, I'm gonna roll out of the way here. Use a fire ability on him, maybe. Oh, shit. And we died just like that. Man, that guy hits hard. And, of course, we drop our money whenever we die. We can go back and retrieve those. I wasn't expecting to take as much damage as we were taking there. Honestly, I will say, as far as weapons go, the dual-wielding blades are not exceptionally strong. They are quick, obviously. But I've been a bigger fan of the long-range weapons to keep distance. So we might try swapping to a different weapon to try it out once we collect our money again. Just as try another weapon just to see what it looks like. So we'll go ahead and clear out these enemies again. Alright, and then we have the archer here. And we'll run up. Alright, so that's all those enemies down. We'll go ahead and run head first at this archer. Knock her off balance, or knock it off balance. And looks like we got a scripture here. I don't want to take this money. I'm going to run because it feels like right now maybe we are a little under geared for this, especially weapon wise. We can upgrade our weapons. We'll do that, and maybe we'll step away and go check something else out for a moment. I don't want to sit too long in a singular place and not showcase what I really want to showcase, which is the Windwaker traveling. So we'll come over here. We see this person right here.
The knight should know is how to use a forge.
Yep.
Come quickly now.
We'll listen to this person, and they basically tell us how to use a forge.
Take this.
All right, so they gave us dust. We walk over here. And now this is where we can go to create our weapons. If you want to create an entirely new weapon, this is actually where I got lost. I thought I was upgrading a weapon. No, this is where you go to create a new weapon entirely. It is here you can swap out what type of gameplay you want to use this for. One-handed slashing, two-handed slashing, one-handed stabbing, two-handed stabbing, dual wielding, and glaive. Here you can actually swap out what type of head you would like on the weapon, and as you can tell over here on the right side in the middle, in the middle central area, each weapon head does a specific thing. So for like if you use an axe head on this, it's actually going to increase your crit damage by 25%. Sword increases corruption generation by 15%. I think this is what you use for your special attacks. Mace attacks deal negative 15% to 25%, so they're kind of like a wild card. Great sword damage is increased by 10% and haste is reduced by 5%. That's not a lot of damage extra on that one. Haste, I'm not really sure I care about that one either. My favorite one has always been the crit damage one. And then finally we have our pommels. It is here that we can create a new weapon, or we can swap out the pommel and get a benefit of those.
It's proper technique that makes it on behalf.
Let's get out of this real quick. Did we have another pommel, I thought? We got that talisman. It doesn't look like we have another pommel. So for now, we'll swap to the new one. I want to try doing an axe head. And let's try a glaive with axe heads. That sounds pretty cool, right? Oh, and even here at the Common Codex. The Common Codex adds special features to your weapon, such as if you were to find a Common Codex that puts poison on your weapons, you can have a poison weapon as well. So we'll hold down A, we'll forge this, and now we have another weapon in our inventory. If we go one over, we can actually upgrade our weapon. So in this instance, I'm going to upgrade our new Rampager's Commoner's Twin Axe. Let's see how many times we can actually look to upgrade it. We can actually upgrade it twice. Here's where you can upgrade your armor if you have the Sacramite to do stuff, but we just spend stuff on weapon upgrades, because why not? And then here, this is really cool. So if I didn't, say I leveled up a weapon, right? I invested resources in this one, like this glaive right here. And I'm like, you know what? I don't like this weapon anymore. Or hell, I found a new pommel or codex to empower said weapon. I can actually choose this, and for just money, the in-game money, I can actually swap the parts out. I don't have to create an entirely new weapon. I really enjoy that. So if I come over here and do this, it'll tell me how much it costs. I can swap whatever I want, and it'll give me, you know, down here it says 500 swap out weapon. So I do like the fact that you don't have to invest a lot of money just to make a different weapon. So go ahead and equip our new weapon. And you can have a primary and secondary. And this is our glaive. Look at this. Now we have a glaive that has 2 accents on it. That is dope. And now if we wanted to go find our hammer, we could so choose and find the hammer. The island is a fairly good sized island. We've seen roughly about half of it. Oh, but I can show you the top of the island, because it is impressive looking. The stairs are right here. And you can talk to most everybody in here, and they can all give you a quest. It's pretty awesome. So if we go this way, down there is Lawrence's house. We have to find a key to open that gate. So we just went the long way about until we get the key. But all the way up here at the top of Spire is literally a spire to the stars. And we can see a great bit of the island from here. So it stretches all the way over there.
Sit a while longer.
And then we can see the town from up here. I love this vista. The only downside to this sort of camera style is that you can't see far off into the distance. Like, I wish I could look up ever so slightly just to see what other locations may be nearby. But now to get into what I probably consider to be one of my favorite parts of Sands of Aura, and that is the Grain Wake. So we'll go down here to that giant shining blue light. While down here, we'll talk to the priestess that was over there at Lawrence's house for a moment, and she's actually going to ask us to get the book.
I wish we could have spoken more in Lawrence's house.
A specific book.
I don't need Lisa's light to see what's unwritten. The priest before me called her. I need something of his. After burning down the church, he absconded with the book of scripture needed to offer blessings to the people of Spire. He was last seen headed southeast towards the ruins of Herwell, traveling with, of all people, a band of grave robbers. See if you can track him down.
I'll see what I can find. So now we have multiple destinations we can travel to. And that's the great thing about this game is the map is obscured. It's got a fog of war on there. So it's not really up to us to discover where we want to go next. If I hit the touchpad, or, you know, pause button option, whatever you hit, you'll actually see your map here. The two destinations that were pointed out to us is that Lawrence wants us to go to Two-Piece Grotto to ask for some sort of partnership so that we can get water from them, because there's a reservoir of water there. And then the other one is to get the book for the priestess at the ruins of Herwell. You can also see there in the slightly, there's also some more obscure areas, and then we have some of the not so obscured. From here, we can kind of pick and choose where we want to go. And we do that by getting on our Greenwake. Since when we're on here, we will go ahead and accelerate. You also have reverse. And once you've gotten... Oh, I'll actually ping the marker, or put a marker where we're going to go, and that's the ruins of Herwell. And we'll see that right here. And as soon as we get a set distance away from the town, we can hit B and start actually gliding over the sand dunes. And it's from here that you actually get the best view of the world. Again, it is a little sandy and dusty out about, but this does give you the ability to view things from a distance. And you ride the sea dunes. You can also find barrels of supplies sitting in the sand. I don't know if we'll see some on the way, but if you do, you can actually just hit a button and it'll pick up the resources, and you don't have to stop your Greenwake. And I just think this part of the game is phenomenal. I don't know if there's any ship customization with your Greenwake, but that would be a pretty cool feature if it was something they added in. I haven't played enough.
Well, just overway. Town that revered the dead, respected the cycle. Good people once, all dead now, thanks to the coward Duke who abandoned them.
And I'm actually going to turn off the glide. And that shining light over there is actually where I set the waypoint from. But what I want to do is actually head over here, and I know there's a Greenwake dock for us if we just go right over here.
Some poor fools have come for the graves, no doubt. We should warn them. There's no spoils out here. Only the ire of the lady.
So we'll go ahead and exit our Greenwake, and now we are in our first open worldish zone. The world's not, as you can tell, the world's not like an interconnected world. This is more of a world that has islands that you sail to using the Greenwake. We also have our bell here.
My, a remnant knight. The 7 points bring us together in the most ungodly of places. I am Damphia, a redeemer sent by the Church of Lysis. From one hand of justice to another, a warning. Walk lightly upon the cursed ground of Herwell. The Lady of Herwell has ousted a band of grave robbers from their holes. Now she's on a cleanse most unholy. But it is one of these grave robbers I pursue. A man mired in sin, much in need of the absolution I'm going to grant him. If only the lady would allow me to do my holy work. A remnant knight's authority carries more weight than a hand of the church here in northern Talamel. You can walk where I cannot. Knight, help me seek out this sinner so that I may rid myself of this horrid place.
I'll see what I can find.
By her embrace, your spirit rekindled for the task ahead. The grave robber I seek is known simply as the Burned Man. Root out the grave robbers yet to meet the Lady's Blade, and see if you can track down this Burned Man. If you do this, the church will know of its remnant ally, and the reward that's deserved.
I'll return if I find anything. Alright, so now that we have that, we now have a couple of things we can do here. It's very open concept about where you can and can't go. If you can jump there, if you can run there, if you can climb there, you can be there. We got our first codex, so if we wanted to, we could actually get that. That codex is actually fairly strong. We'll click that. If we put that on our weapon, your attacks reduce your target's armor by 50% of damage dealt, stacking up to 25% of their total armor. So that is very, very good for making your enemies way easier to defeat. So we're gonna go this way, I think. And we'll encounter our first set of enemies. Is there any enemies on this side of it? Nope, not on this one. Oh, we were hit. We got hit. No! How dare you? Ooh, I like that charge attack. Make quick work of those guys. Anybody up here? Oh. Hello, zombie. Where do you come from? Head this way. I have an idea of where I'm going to. This is more or less just to showcase more of the game, but the island is completely explorable. I do not like these guys at all. Oh shit, I missed the crap out of that. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, and we got stunned by them. Usually, if you can save up a good charge attack, it's actually fairly easy to wipe out a lot of these guys. I'm also going to be honest, if we had the Time Worn Codex on our weapon, it could also be fairly easy to do what we need to do there. Oh, don't want to do that. Wow. I am not doing a good job of showcasing this. As you can tell, like, the game can definitely be difficult. Yeah. You can definitely get your, it's not a cakewalk. It is fun. I don't think it's hard as a Souls game per se, but I'm just being kind of reckless on my own, so. I'm trying to build up charges of this thing real quick. Of our special attack, if we can. I almost bit the dust there. Oh, I forgot there's another archer on the other end. I'm gonna go ahead and mess this guy up. I got hit by... Oh, what the hell? Did that guy hit me with a range attack? Oh! Okay. I'm calling BS on that one. I hit that guy. He fell back a little bit. Man. I thought I knew what I was doing. And now I'm just making it look absolute ass of myself. Ooh. We ate that. We ate all that. Alright, me. You need to take out the kid gloves. He does throw something. I was unaware he did that. Alright, now he's down. Pick up these runes. We could socket runes in there for health if we really wanted to. I might have to. Let's try this one more time with this guy. Let's try and actually hit him with our special. There we go. There we go. See, that definitely makes the encounter quite a bit easier to do. We'll climb up there. We see some scriptures of Lysis if we wanted to go grab those. I'm going to opt to not do that. We're going to head this way instead. Guy around the corner. Come on. Here we go. That's what I'm talking about. I was trying to see if maybe we could hit him off the side, but we're taking some hits here. Oh, we're gonna go ahead and take a bell here. Oh, you can get them to fall off, but he's not having any of it. He's gonna essentially just say nah. That's not cool at all, man. Not cool at all. Much better at dealing with them now, though. Oh, we got two guys over here. Oh, that was actually a quick slash. I wasn't expecting it to be so quick. And then we'll head over here. Take care of this archer. And we're already getting a pretty good vista of everything below us. We're gonna let him burn. I think he can actually burn out of that. We'll just take one last chop at him. Oh! Why you hit so hard, man? We definitely need to work on upgrading our armor if we get some more sacramite dust soon during this. And I can't remember if there's any other enemies down here. Is there? There is. There's two enemies. I'm gonna go ahead and light them on fire and then back up. We'll go ahead and light them on fire again. And I'm gonna roll this way. And I'm definitely starting to feel like I'm reacting slightly better, but we took that throwing knife to the fucking face. We were so close to our objective as well. Oh well. I guess we're not going that way for now. We can actually learn a couple of other things. I'm not so much worried about the money right now. Let's try going this way. So you can actually jump around literally anything and find all sorts of secrets here. I want to say, yeah, there's a pair of stairs over here. We can showcase another side of the island. I don't know why, but I really don't remember these guys having throwing knives. Ow. Like, wow, I missed the ground hard. Oh, now we got several enemies on us. I'm gonna go finish this guy off. Man, we ate that, but we still won. We were outnumbered there. As you can tell, I'm being quite reckless. This is really my own fault. I could be much safer in combat if I so choose. All right. Yep. I knew that guy was there. Oh, and we actually fell off the side here. Luckily, we didn't fall that far down. Ooh. And he's down. And I want to say there's probably something over here, but we can't get up because of a ladder if we go all the way down to the end. Yeah, there's a ladder there. I think that's actually where our objective is on this map. And we're actually out of bells. You can have the bells increased, but we do have access to an NPC right here. The woman surveys the cluster of graves before her with a growing suspicion, as if there were far more of the eternal slabs since her last counted, or perhaps far fewer. All around her, a quiet weeping rain falls from nowhere. The patter of droplets against her armor keeps a regular tempo to her anxious mumbling.
Where did he hide it? Where? I know he's hidden it, but I know not where. I will not let ages be wasted. Not when I am this close. Not when I have returned so many. He will admit. I will ensure that he reveals.
Who are you?
You there, knight. An heirloom was stolen from my family. A royal brooch dug up from these graves. You will tell me what you've seen.
I haven't seen anything. You have my word.
You may have the honored right to walk Herwell streets, but you've no right to the graves. Touch nothing. Let the bodies be. And should my search prove you to be a liar, I will return and cut the truth from you.
Alright, well, we did get word that whenever we're heading here, from the guy riding the Windwaker with us, that there were actually signs of grave robbers here, so that's probably who she's talking about. But, unfortunately, I am seriously injured, so I am in no capacity to actually assist her with that. So I'm going to actually go ahead and hit this bell and refuel my resources. And then, honestly, I would like to show more, but I want to try to keep this video to about an hour for like a first impressions, so just getting an idea what the game looks like. Honestly, I did kind of rush through some of the stuff. If I spent more time on the island, I would have more upgrade resources, and I could actually afford to upgrade my armor just a little bit better, and it would probably cause me to not die nearly as much. That's on me, but that's more or less me just trying to show off the game to you guys, so that you can make an informed decision about maybe if this is something that you might be interested in playing when it comes out of 1.0, or maybe you already had the game and it's changed a lot since the last time you saw it. One other thing I will point out after I kill this enemy is, and I'll actually showcase this, is that if I wanted to go back to Spire to do my upgrading, all I need to do is be by a bell over here. And if I open up my mini-map, or maybe not my mini-map, the full map, and actually hover over Spire, I can actually fast travel back to the island and even go back to the Melgum's cave where we started the game. So all it takes is me to do this, and boom, I am back on Spire. So if you find something you want to upgrade or pick up, all you have to do is just travel back to your hub or your bell, and you can fast travel anywhere you've been before. And I will actually go ahead. And just because, if I want to mess around with this weapon later, I'll go ahead and slap the codex on it. So I'll come over here, we'll go modify weapon, hover over this one, and we'll actually come up to the codex. Did I? Oh, I didn't learn it, did I? There you go, we learned our codex. Modify. And boom, codex. But we don't have enough. But I actually have items I can sell, right? I have glint, ring, and we also have our old armor and our old sword, so if I wanted to, I could actively go and sell some stuff and do that. That's how you would do that. And then also, as you can tell over here, we could do things like socket all this. If I wanted to be a special attack guy, if I wanted to be a spell blade guy, if I wanted more haste, I could just take this, socket it over here, boom, and there we go. And also, every set of armor in the game also has their set bonuses, because we have all 4 pieces of this wrapped armor. After dodging, you take 25% less damage for 1 second. And all armor is like that. And as far as I can tell from the armor I've seen, nothing is like definitively better than the others. They're not like actively giving you like a 30% damage buff or anything like that. It's all about what you want to use, but they do have benefits to having a whole set equipped. But actually that is going to go ahead and end the video for us. I may actually end up doing a full playthrough of this. I know that personally I'm going to play through it on my own because I'm a fair bit further into the game with my playthrough, and I'm really enjoying using my spear build that I have going. If you're interested in seeing that and maybe some of the stuff later game, feel free to comment down below and let me know, hey, you want to see that, and I would be more than happy to play some of this for you guys. That being said, how do you think about the first impressions for this game? Is it something that you're interested? Let me know. And that being said, I will talk to you guys in the next video. So I hope everyone's having a great day, and take care, and later.